Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we will be learning about ENT therapeutics. The first one is otitis media. So let's see what all remedies we can give for otitis media. The first one is pulsatilla. Pulsatilla is useful for earaches with thick yellow or greenish discharge. It is recommended when symptoms are changeable and the person seeks comfort in open air. So when you write about therapeutics, you should learn some of the medicines that is good for the condition. And when you write about it, you can include the main key points of the remedy. For example, pulsatilla. When you think about pulsatilla, you can remember about yellow greenish discharge, then changeability, then open air. So you can add those symptoms by creating your own way style of writing. So it can aid in getting marks. Okay. So next one is chamomilla. So chamomilla is beneficial for earaches, especially in children with extreme irritability and sensitivity to pain, often suited for cases following exposure to cold wind. So by this sentence, you can understand that the method or the style of writing in your exams, that we include the symptoms of the remedy such a way that it can give a highlight for the disease therapeutic. The third one is belladonna, that is helpful for acute ear infections with sudden intense pain, redness and throbbing sensation, and it may be used in early stages of otitis media. So in this picture you can see otitis media. What is otitis media? It is infection in the ear. So infected fluid in middle ear can be seen in this picture. The next remedy is heparin sulf. It is indicated when there is a tendency for ear infection to become suppurative, that is pus formation. It is helpful in reducing pain and promoting drainage. Then fifth one is silesia, which is considered when there is a tendency for chronic ear infection, especially if there is offensive discharge and a feeling of obstruction in the ear. Next is sinusitis. So sinusitis, what is sinusitis? Infection in the sinuses, isn't it? So what are remedies can be given for sinusitis? First one is Caribricomicum. That is a great remedy for sinusitis. It is useful for chronic sinusitis with thick, ropey, greenish yellow discharge. May be prescribed in the postnasal drip and pressure in the sinuses. Next is Mercosol, Mercurus solubilus. Suited for sinuses with sinusitis with thick, greenish discharge along with symptoms of feeling too hot and sweating at night. Helpful for acute and chronic cases. The third one is Natrum muriaticum, indicated for sinusitis with clear nasal discharge, especially when aggravated by emotions, helpful when there is a sensation of tight band around the head. Next is pulsatilla. Pulsatilla is considered when the sinusitis is accompanied by a changeable streaming discharge and the person feels better in open air. Silesia is indicated when there is a recurrent or chronic sinusitis with a tendency for suppression and slow healing. So in this picture you can see the frontal sinus, maxillary sinus, which is infected, isn't it? This is bacterial infection of the sinuses. Next one is pharyngitis. The remedy given is Apis mellifica, used for pharyngitis with a stinging or burning pain, especially when the throat feels swollen, may be accompanied by a dry sensation. Then it's belladonna, which is indicated for the acute pharyngitis with sudden onset, intense redness and throbbing pain, helpful when swallowing is painful. Third one is heparin sulf, which is beneficial when there is a sensitivity to cold air and throat pain is sharp or splinter-like, useful in suppurative conditions. So when you think about heparin sulf, you should think about suppurative conditions. Okay. The next one is lachesis, considered when there is a sensation of congestion in the throat, especially on the left side, useful in throat infections with difficulty swallowing. Then it is Mercosol, suited for pharyngitis with excessive saliva, offensive breath, and a sensation of rawness and soreness in the throat. So in this picture, you can see viral pharyngitis. Pharynx is infected. Then the symptomatic treatment, which is given in this picture, is allopathic medications, that is painkillers, anesthetics, gargles, etc. Next is rhinitis. Alemcepa, helpful for rhinitis with profuse watery nasal discharge and bland tearing of the eyes. Symptoms may worsen in warm rooms. Then is Arsenicum album, indicated for rhinitis with thin, watery nasal discharge and a burning sensation. Symptoms may worsen at night. Then it's Natrum muriaticum, used for rhinitis with clear, watery nasal discharge, often triggered by emotions. People may have a sensation of a blocked nose. Next is Nux vomica, which is beneficial for rhinitis with a stuffy nose, especially in the morning, and a sensation of being chilly. Being a Maybe it may be associated with excessive sneezing. Then is Sappadilla, consider when there is a frequent and violent sneezing along with itching in the nose, helpful for allergic rhinitis. The next one is laryngitis. The remedy is given as aconite, which is useful in the early stage of laryngitis, especially when symptoms come on suddenly after exposure to cold wind. Person may be restless and anxiousness. Then is Argentum nitricum, which is indicated for laryngitis with hoarseness, often associated with nervousness or performance anxiety, helpful for speakers or singers. Causticum is beneficial for laryngitis with raw and sore throat and the sensation of weakness or fatigue in the vocal cords. May be associated with difficulty swallowing. Then it is phosphorus, which is considered when there is a hoarseness and a dry, tickling sensation in the throat, helpful for laryngitis in individuals who are sociable and crave company. Then the remedy is Poja tosta, suited for laryngitis with a barking, cough and a sensation of dryness or tightness in the throat, helpful for croupy cough. So in this picture you can see laryngitis, larynx inflamed. And that's all about my topic.